What's up, everybody? Monkey Mike back here from Monkey Wrenching, and bah humbug, Christmas sucks. I'll tell you why in a minute. Before we do that, let's get into some act of kindness that we can. And, oh, hey, my window's open. No wonder it's so freaking cold in here. I forgot I was doing some stuff earlier. Oof. I was trying to figure out why it was so dang chilly. Man, freezing my cojones off. All right, anyways, let's get back and do our $20 giveaway. Again, this was slightly Instagram, YouTube based. Basically, you just comment what your Instagram was. That way, I have a way of DMing you. I can get your email address, and then from there, if you win, I can just PayPal you, because you can get your PayPal info. And, it'll be a Merry Christmas to you. So, let's just do that real quick. Here's all the people who entered. Thank you much. I appreciate it. Now, there was one dude, I know his handle. He forgot to actually put it there, but I know he meant to, and he's a good guy. He's actually who I bought the Miata from. So I made sure to enter him anyways. I'm not one of those people who goes, oh, you didn't follow the rules completely. I'm not going to enter you. Guys, it ain't like that. I'm not worried about that kind of stuff. Everybody gets a shot, you know what I mean? So here we go. No, I have not done this before. I checked to make sure it worked. As you can see, it fell on Homeboy right there. But what I'm going to do is do it now, and we're going to see who wins. Oh, it's almost him again. There you go, dude. You are the winner, homie. Now, all these people I pretty much know, almost on a personal level. This was one of the people who entered the $500 Turbo Car Challenge with me, and I'm super stoked that you won. So happy Christmas giveaway thingy. That's Early Evo Garage. Make sure to go check him out. He's actually got some really cool stuff. He like Evos, so, or Evo. I don't know, however you want to say it. Now, let's get to the core of today's video. I want to tell you a little story about how my Christmas went. So I woke up this morning, and I want to make sure I say that I am absolutely thankful. There are three people that sent me gifts via YouTube, and they're the only people. My wife got me a couple things, and thank you very much. She also got me basically everything you see here. So there's something a lot of you guys don't know about me, and that's I am medically disabled. I do a very good job to hide it in these videos because I'm not after anyone's sympathy. I just trying to pass the time. I have a condition that doctors don't know what it is. We've never heard of it. If you guys have heard of it, please let me know. It'd be super cool. But that I know of, I've only heard of 3 people, including myself, in my entire existence that actually have this issue. And what it is my body produces gas just like everybody else's does, but I don't have an ability to burp. There's something wrong with my esophagus where it traps gas, and I can't feel it because you can't really feel your insides. I apologize if I shiver. It's really cold out here. I'm actually really cold. And I don't do well with the cold. And this condition I have is part of why I don't do very well, because I'm just like, and really clenched up. And the air bubbles get stuck in the upper esophagus right here. Now, you have a nerve that runs down right here. It's called the vagal nerve. And this vagal nerve that once pinched, it'll give you heart attack symptoms more often than not, and occasionally stroke symptoms as well. There's sometimes I edit these videos very, very hardcore because I'm having issues and it's really rough for me to get through them. A lot of why you guys see me stuck in the garage. I'm afraid to go places. Part of this YouTube channel is actually to reach out to you, yes you, the person seeing this, every one of you, and to try to reach back out to the world, because I pretty much secluded myself. Woo. I'll have to edit that out. Anyways, I've pretty much secluded myself from the world. I'm 36. A lot of people will be like, wait, what? Yeah, if I shave, I look even younger. But I'm 36, and for 35 years, I've been dealing with this with no answer. It wasn't until this last February, which is funny because if you go back and watch the videos, yeah, I was hiding it then too. In February, I ended up in the emergency room. They ended up giving me a CT scan, with iodine contrast and all that kind of stuff, in case you don't know about it. And they found some stuff in my gastrointestinal tract, things that, were a little wrong. So I ended up having a procedure just before Laguna Seca. And that was really scary, actually, going to Laguna. I had a really, really bad heart episode while I was in the hotel room. And I love my brother to death. He's not responsible for being my babysitter, but he was passed out drunk, and I was just by myself, away from home, and no one to help comfort me. And it was an absolutely excruciating event. Laguna Seca was not as fun for me as it seemed. It was a bucket list thing. It was super cool to do. But all this stuff here, man, my wife pays for it all. That was tax money. So technically we got kid tax, and I was like, dude, that was the government gave us free money. And I didn't feel bad about spending that. Most of the Miata was built on the tax money, tax credit from the kids and crap. This here, same thing. I used the tax money from the year before. And that came from her working. She's been kind enough to allow me to do this to keep myself preoccupied. Well, guys, I mean, it's coming to a head to where these cars are getting ready to be built and ready to go. FASTA is almost actually a thing. It's a lot of why it's taken me so long to get this done. Is there's just part of me, some days I wake up, man, and it's really, really hard for me to get through my days. So let's talk about today. So I woke up, we did the kid thing, and within an hour, my wife was already out the door going to go see her family. Well, her family doesn't believe I'm disabled. They don't think that there's anything wrong with me. They think I'm just trying to sap money off of her. We live in her dad's house. I can't stand it. We have our own property we've been paying on, and, well, she's been paying on. Again, so, I don't even see it as my stuff. I'm just being real with you guys. This is Christmas is about realness for me. It's not about pretending to like each other and fake crap. So my homie at HTS, he knows what's wrong with me. He's one of few that I've been honest with, but today I am going public with the whole thing so that you guys just have an idea. So she ran off. I got butthurt. I was really hoping that she was going to stay home with me all day and that we would, start our own family traditions. We've been a family for about 3 years now, and we don't have any of our own family traditions. Everything is all about her family, and they can't stand me. They think I'm a liar. They think that I'm basically just using her, and I used her for this. Before she actually begged me to stay here when we first met. I was trying to go back home to Oregon. She was pregnant. I'm not the kind of dude that abandons a pregnant girl. And, I stayed, and I'm doing my best to try to, be a good father to my son and my daughter, which was actually her daughter before me. But she's my daughter. I have worked very hard to make sure that she is safe. Her father is a massive POS in my opinion, and that's just my opinion. Not everybody has to feel that way, but the court definitely agrees. The multiple times that he's been to court, he's actually was almost held in contempt of court because he tried to sit and fight and argue with the judge, and just he refuses to take care of his kid. She don't want to see him. The kid says that he's abusive, and we made the call because she don't want to see him, right? So I'm dad, and that's what she knows me as. I've known her since she was 1. I did start out as uncle, but then I kind of turned into dad. And, it's very proud for me. I never thought I'd have a daughter. I always figured I'd have a son, but in my eyes, I have both. And that little girl means the world to me. And a lot of what keeps me going every day is, the biggest reason why Brent and PFI was so, I'm going to try really hard not to cry, why it was so important that I met them at IFO is that just over a year ago, I was watching the PFI videos, sitting on the couch, and I'd pretty much given up all hope that we were ever going to figure out what was wrong with me, that we were going to find a way to fix it. And, I sidetracked about what, today. Anyways, seeing him and Shane work together, I remember Brent from me being in high school. When I was in high school was when he first ran 9s. I didn't know Hondas could do something like that, especially in the late 90s. We didn't have the tech we have today. I didn't know that kind of stuff was possible. And I'd always grew up, big Mopar fan, big blocks, and that's how we do things. That's why I've got a V10. We've got the 2 V8 Durangos. We've got the El Camino, which is actually her car. Realistically, all of it's hers. The only thing that was mine before we got together is at my brother's house. I have my E30, which, yeah, I know, I got an E30, and it's actually a good chassis. There's a little story behind it we could talk about, which is actually how my son came to be. I put a dent in the oil pan, trying to be a race car guy, and ended up breaking. She lent me the Durango. I decided I wanted to buy it from her because I actually liked it. I was framing at the time. I got really, really sick. I just wanted to give up. She started nursing me back to health, and we did the nasty a few times while I was sick, and we actually made the boy. And there's just, everything is all kind of fallen into place. Brent and Shane, their relationship inspired me. It reminded me, I grew up in a shop with my dad. My dad grew up in a shop with his dad. And, my grandpa owned a semi shop. It wasn't my dad's dad, but my mom's dad owned a semi repair shop. I grew up in that. And I want my son to have that same kind of opportunity. So I started doing what you guys see today, in hopes that maybe it would inspire him. We could get some memories together doing this. And that was where, Brent and Shane was a huge motivation. Just seeing them, I was like, I want us to be like that. I remember who Brent was from being a kid. I recognized him in the videos, and I was like, I know who that guy is. And his positivity and everything. So that's a lot of these videos is me channeling his positivity and trying to use that in my own way to put out there and hopefully affect you guys in a positive way too. Today is just one of those days where I can't do it, and I want to be honest with you guys. I don't want you to think that these things are just happening out of thin air. Like I'm just able to buy these parts all the time. No, that steering wheel I just bought, she paid for it. That was from her paycheck. Going to Laguna, pretty sure she paid for that. I'm pretty sure I'd already spent almost all of the tax money by then. Pretty much everything since about October, she's paid for. FASTA's, the whole deal, getting FASTA going, getting the plate finished and all that stuff and paying for it, that was with the tax money. But everything recently, it's all her. I have her to thank for every single thing I've done, and I'm very, very grateful. I'm also really bad at showing it sometimes because this stuff don't mean nothing to me. It really doesn't. Being that I haven't had to really work for it and has all just kind of fell into my lap, there is a part of it that's very hard for me to really appreciate what I'm doing, and I'm trying really hard, and that's kind of what this heart-to-heart is today. So yeah, backstory there is, her family don't like me at all, so I'm really not a part of any of the family things. Being that I know they feel that way about me, I'm not a fake person. I just do my best to not try to get sympathy for being disabled. Sorry about the coughing, but I want this to be as real as possible, so I'm not going to edit it all. It's just going to be one straight big shot through. I want anyone out there who's got an affliction, mental health is a huge, huge important thing to me lately, because I'm losing my mind. I don't get out. I'm afraid to go anywhere. I'm afraid if I have an episode while I'm out and there's no one around to help comfort the situation. I'm afraid that if I get diagnosed with something, they might try to take my license. I've never had anything happen while I'm driving. That's the coolest part so far. I've never had the issue happen while I'm actually driving. It's always either before or after. And I have drove myself to the ER before in the middle of episodes. No problem. But it's still excruciating. And it feels like I'm dying. For the longest time, I thought I was dying. And fast forward to today, she came home and I'm sick. And I was mad she left. So she comes back home and I started being a Scrooge. This is dumb. Like, you said you weren't going to go and blah, 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 blah. And that's whatever. I don't want to keep her from her family, but I was just really hoping we were going to start our own tradition about stuff. Maybe one of these days. And so I came out here and I started working on FASTA, and I did get some cool stuff done. I'm actually excited to tell you guys about what I did, and we did make a lot more room, but I started feeling sick again. I was out here way too long. Talking to my brother on the phone didn't help, and I started losing my voice a bit, coughing up a bunch of junk. So I had to go take a nap. Was kind of hoping that I would get woke up, to the smell of dinner cooking and hearing my kids play and all that. And instead, I got woke up to her saying she's leaving, going to her dad's house. Like, oh, great, okay. So much for getting to spend the day with my family and whatnot. She leaves, and I just told her screw it. It was 5 something at night. I said just stay over there and spend the rest of the night with him. This is the first time in a while that I know of that he's been able to have Christmas with them. Usually she's at her mom's or something like that. And her stepdad passed away recently, and that dramatically changed everybody's life. In fact, this lift was his, that engine stand right there was his, the press was his, the green grinding wheel was his. There's quite a bit of stuff. In fact, the metal that I used for what I'm going to show you guys tomorrow, that came from him as well. There's just a great amount of things that I have, and the guy didn't like me. I know he didn't like me, but I have a huge respect for him, and I'd like to carry on his legacy the best that I possibly can in our family. That way our kids, are affected by him in some positive way. And he really didn't like her dad. That was her stepdad. Her real dad didn't get along very well. Well, I don't really like him either. I don't get along with him either. We just don't see eye to eye about stuff. He really has no ability to talk to me in any way, shape, or form. He's never tried. He just kind of acts like a girl and gets mad about stuff passively. He's the one who ratted me out and tried to get me in trouble about the Acura being tagged and claiming that I had some sort of business going on. And this dude has basically done every way to passively screw me over that he can. One time, when I was framing, he had hooked me up with a job doing some concrete with one of the best people in town here. I got it recorded on video, not just audio, but video, that I was fired because I was not Mexican. Okay, that's not really cool. That's discrimination. And I went to go talk to my boss about it, and he tattled on me to my father-in-law like it was going to do something, as though I cared. And all I wanted was my check. I said, hey, if you guys fired me, you need to pay me out now. It's Arizona law. If you're going to fire me, I need my check. I think it was within like 48 hours, 72 hours. I think 72. And I showed up at the job site and say, hey, where's my check? He goes, you'll get it when you get it. No, you're going to pay me. He goes, well, I guess I'll just have to call your father-in-law. I'm like, go ahead and call him, dude. I'll call a lawyer. We could do this the regular way. I'm not a sue-happy guy. He paid me out. I went about my way. Next thing you know, more trouble here at home. I'm just like, Jesus, dude, I can't win. So long story short, I was frustrated, and there was no real Christmas dinner being cooked. My wife had a turkey in the oven, but it wasn't coming out until damn near 7 o'clock, and I didn't feel like dealing with it. It was stressful for me. I just told her, you know what, I'm done fighting. I'm done being a pain. Just hang out there, have the fun, be a part of the family stuff there. So I go to Dennys, and if you check my Instagram right now, you'll see the whole event. Like, I walked in, I'm just in PJs, and sandals like I am right now. I don't put on fancy stuff to go places because I don't really leave hardly ever. So I don't care what anyone thinks. I know one person locally. My sister-in-law has dragged my name through the mud so ridiculously here, talking crap about me being lazy and this terrible person and whatnot. I made 2 jokes. One time I made a joke about her. I made a joke about a stripper, about how dating a stripper and taking her to work is not cost effective. I just thought it was a funny joke. I posted it passively on Facebook, and apparently her cousin married a stripper, and he got all bent out of shape. He started talking crap about my wife and made this big old deal, and I was like, I don't understand. Wait, I said something rude, and so you're going to talk badly about your own cousin, about your family. Like, this is the caliber of people that I'm dealing with. And my sister-in-law was divorcing her husband, and at the time, him and I were kind of buddies, and I would work with him once a week usually. He paid me real well. I worked as hard as I could, being the condition I got, I just pretended it wasn't happening, and I tried to power through it. It's only one day. I could make one day a week. And one time he was drunk, and I think we were hanging out drunk, and he dropped me off at home. He had messaged me something, and I made a joke about how my father-in-law and my sister-in-law were gonna hang out and wear muumuus and eat cake and have girls' night or something like that. And it was funny too. And he sold me out and went and told her, right? So next thing I know, she hates me. She's coming after me about all this junk. And then she starts yelling at me about how I'm taking her babysitter away. And I'm like, I go, look, babe. And I show my wife. She gets a little bent out of shape. But then, they're family. I guess I don't know how this works because I don't really, my family, once you're burnt, that's it. And make sure that's recording. Yeah, so they hate my guts, and her and I go back and forth. And I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to fight with nobody. I just made some jokes. Like, holy crap, dude, outrage culture finding its way right into the family. It was just ridiculous. And so next thing I know, she's dragging my name through the mud all in town, and I start losing work. I had my own deal. I was doing mobile repair on my own. I created my own business. It was going great. And then all of a sudden, nobody wanted to hire me no more, and I couldn't figure out why. And then come to find out, she went to my brother's house and just invited herself there because some dude she was having sex with apparently was there because, she just knows a lot of dudes. And one of those dudes, she just started, my brother was mad at me about something. And that's whatever. It's my brother. We can get mad and we can do whatever I want. And he can talk crap about me all he wants. We'll deal with it. That's fine. That's what brothers do. She thinks that that's an open invitation to start talking crap about me. Well, my brother obviously is going to tell me. So I heard everything. I lost it. And that was about the only time where I told my wife, said, hey man, you need to figure this out. This is starting to become an issue in a way that, if I have to solve it, it's not going to be pretty. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something that's not something I can fix. And, so she throws her temper tantrum and everybody kind of go, oh, sorry, because, now they made her mad. And, again, it just get pushed under the rug. Here we are today. I kind of just get tossed aside. They pretend basically like I'm not even here. And it's at the point where, if I do go to work, we're going to have to pay for daycare, we're going to have to pay for insurance, we're going to have to pay for all the stuff. And if I don't go to work and she goes to work and me being, trying to pursue disability, we're able to get a few more breaks. I don't really want to say welfare per se, because we're not, we have $14 in food stamps. It's basically just enough to where I'm not paying out the freaking wazoo for medical stuff. And so, the state's trying to help out. And, we're trying. I'd like to get Social Security mainly at this juncture, just because it'd be nice to have some sort of income. And my medical bills are ridiculous, and I'm not trying to get you guys taxpayers to pay for my illness, but 36 years now has been pretty excruciating, and I'm just trying to figure it out. If I can get cured, man, I want to get back to work. I don't want welfare at all. It's embarrassing. I'm at the point where this is just kind of like I'm a glorified babysitter, and these cars are something I use to, I don't know, occupy my time. And she came home tonight, and I went to Dennys, and here's the Dennys story. So I go to Dennys, a whole bunch of people see me looking, all in my PJs and sandals and kind of ratty, and I just got out of the shower, so my hair's all poofed out. Because I put this on, it keeps it down, but otherwise I've got really, really curly hair and whatnot. And everybody just treated me like crap. This dude was blocking the door and wouldn't let me in. I literally had to push him out of the way just to get up to the counter. It was only two people. It was him and the people he were with. They refused to move out of the way so that I could get in to make a to-go order. I ended up, we had a few words, and he finally moved after I almost had to threaten him. And, I made my order, and the lady at the counter felt so bad. I'm pretty sure she gave me a little discount. And what little money I have of my own that was not, made by my wife, I used that to get my Christmas dinner. So screw it, I'm not going to wait for her to come home. She's doing the best she can to try to make everybody happy. And I really appreciate it, but there comes a point where you just got to kind of stop and just let some things be how they are. So I'm sitting there waiting, and I can't tell you how many people, scowled at me and gave me dirty looks and things. I guess that is a scowl. While I was sitting there waiting. And I was just taking Instagram videos going look at this is ridiculous. This is supposed to be the one place you come to when everybody knows that, you don't have a Christmas dinner somewhere. And the only person that was nice enough to give me the time of day and talk to me like a regular human being was a random bum that walked in. Probably there to get his complimentary Christmas dinner. I don't know if they do that. I think maybe they do. Maybe someone paid for it. I offered to pay for his. He turned me down. He told me about how he was an alcoholic in recovery and, not an AA person. He literally was trying to do it on his own, and he was working real hard to try to fix his situation. And I couldn't help it, feel the guy's pain. And I did my best to talk with him. I sat in that area for a bit, holding my food. I offered again, sure you don't need dinner? Nope, not a problem. And I went about my way, walking to my truck, getting more dirty looks because my truck's loud. It dawned on me. I was like, people wonder why we're at the state of where we are in the world. And, we look at this whole outrage culture and PC culture and everything. We're scrutinizing everybody so heavily based upon just general looks, basic appearance of their situation. We don't really trust anybody unless it fits our little narrative and our bubble. We disassociate with anybody over the smallest disagreements. We don't allow people to just agree to disagree or to be different, to have a different opinion. The world has currently become one of the most disgusting places that I have known ever. I mean, the Dark Ages at least made sense. People were stupid back then. The lack of knowledge. We don't have a lack of knowledge, guys. We have so much knowledge right at our fingertips. The spirit of Christmas has definitely been lost. It's not about buying presents. It's not about watching for holiday sales from companies that want your money. And so, one time a year, they desperately beg for you to buy their crap. And you wait all year long to take advantage of maybe saving $20. Guess what? When you save that $20, somebody's going to have to work extra hard to make up for it. Somebody doesn't get that money. Somebody either loses hours or there's a corner cut somewhere. You guys think these holiday sales are just, they're just waiting to give it to you every year? Companies are backed up. The companies they buy their parts from, they're not getting sales like that. There's no special Christmas bulk order. That's not how it works, guys. It hurts me to no end that, all I got was the AWR sale. Otherwise, I think I pretty much paid full price for everything. The NRG hub. Oh, there was a bubble. Oh, that was so nice. You guys have no idea. I'm waiting about an hour and a half, 2 hours for that to come up. Yeah, guys, this is my Christmas rant. Congratulations to the homie for winning his $20 PayPal. Hit me up or I'll hit you up and you can get it. I don't expect anyone to watch all of this. Who knows? What are we at now? About a half hour. All right. I'll cut it at 20. It's 28 minutes right now, so I'll give it a cut. But I do want to let you guys know, hey, don't give up on me. I'm doing my best not to give up on you guys. No, I'm not suicidal, but man, I sure don't like living every day. If I ever get down in the dumps a bit, you see me hurting real bad, it's pray for me if that's what you do. And if something happens one day and you don't see me here, hopefully maybe I finally got some relief. I know that's sad and it makes me want to cry. I love my kids, I love my wife, I love my family a lot. They're what helps me get through each and every episode and every day. You guys help a lot too. Your commenting means the world to me. I had promised myself I wouldn't cry. I just wanted to say that. Thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. To me, this is what Christmas is about. You guys being here and supporting the builds, the things I'm using to distract me from the excruciating pain I go through every day. A lot of us are hurting, man, physically and mentally. So if you ever need to reach out, somebody give a talk, hit me up. I would love to help you through whatever it is you're going to. Merry Christmas, everybody. Screw that. Bah humbug. Peace.